Hey guys, welcome to another episode, the final episode of our series with Arise a Simple Story. We're going towards the last level and the end of the game. And this is one I really enjoyed. I thought that the ending to the game is fitting given the journey we've been on here with our protagonist. Um, I think it's a very sweet ending. I think that the tone is great. I also think that the final mechanic here that they add in is unique and it stands out against all the other unique mechanics. And I had a lot of fun with the Rise, and this last level is no different. And so let's see what the environment looks like as we load into the final level of the game. Uh, I enjoyed this one more than the last one, and I thought traversing it wasn't too difficult. I thought that there were some interesting twists and turns as we open into the final part of the game. We're laying our spouse to rest. It seemed like she had fallen in the snow, possibly succumbed to some hypothermia or some disease. And this is the mechanic that you see throughout the level here is this ball of light. Not sure if it has any sort of symbolism, but we're following this light and we have to use it. This is the time lapse function here, and it kind of directs us through and reveals the path, which I thought was really great. You can see I'm trying to struggle to figure out how to navigate the terrain, and that's where most of the difficulty is here, is getting the light positioned in the right spot so you know where to go. um, the handhold mechanic comes back in this level. The anchor mechanic, I believe, comes back as well. The slippery ground mechanic. uh, the darkness though, I think is really cool. And uh, the environment itself, while it doesn't necessarily, um, given the light mechanic doesn't all get revealed as you play, it's still fairly interesting from a visual standpoint. You see, I follow my death. What would it be um, if I wasn't just constantly falling to my death at every turn, trying to figure out where to go. And so, sometimes I'm letting this light kind of go and I'm trying to see what direction it goes in. Other times, you can see as I get used to it, I use it to kind of look ahead a little bit, which I think is where some strategy comes in. Like the other levels, I don't really go off the beaten path to try to find the collectible memories, although I do think I find maybe one or two that are kind of littered along and adjacent to the main pathway here. Uh, this is where I think I experienced my first turnaround, is just trying to figure out where to go. I think, if anything, this level is deceptive in the golden path. There's many points at which it appears you're supposed to go in one direction, but as you navigate using the light, it reveals that you're supposed to go in the opposite direction, or backwards. And the way that the light winds as you use the time lapse mechanic, um, kind of, you almost have to wait for it at certain moments. So as you get to a crossroads, you almost want to kind of fast forward enough to see if it loops back around, because it may reveal that you're actually supposed to kind of turn left and turn around and face the other direction. So I think that happens. You can see I can uh, constantly trying to jump in the other direction. I'm actually not supposed to go this way, and you see the light is directing me to go uh, in the other direction. So I think that's really sums up the level, is just making sure that you let the light do its job and reveal the golden path. And so here I go with the first handhold, and I gotta let the light kind of do its thing, because it's eventually going to come up with me and reveal the next part. And so here's the first anchor. Pretty simple here, just kind of swing across the gap. Did that in one go. Pretty proud of myself there. And just jump across. And so here I finally get the slippery bridge again. I mentioned this in a couple of episodes prior to this, that I was hoping this would make a return, and it does in the way that I wanted it to. So we have multiple jumps here. We got to steady ourselves and kind of make sure that the momentum doesn't send us careening off the edge. Not as much as I would have wanted, but it does make a return. And so here's another handhold. This one's interesting because I actually, I fall a couple of times here because I'm trying to figure out, well, how do I catch the handholds, right? So you see, I'm gonna fall here, and I fall several other times, but I'm actually supposed to use the freeze mechanic, the time stop, the pause, to make it through this portion of the level. So if you see, I continue to fall, continue to fall, continue to fall, and eventually we do make it up this slope because I figure out I'm supposed to kind of stop things so that I can grab hold of these handholds. I'm just kind of swinging this light back and forth to see if there's something I'm missing here, and I'm not. This is where I'm supposed to go, right? It's very apparent. I can't go right. I can't go left. At some point, I think I turn around and try to see if I'm supposed to kind of go in a different direction. I'm supposed to go around. And no, I'm not. I am just supposed to get on these handholds. And so I appreciate those of you that have been patient enough to kind of stare at me struggle here throughout these several episodes, trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to recall those earlier episodes if I struggled as much to try to navigate through, or if the game, rightly so, just got more complex, um, and it was really forcing me to use what I remember, or what I can recall about how these mechanics are used. In my defense, though, that time stop mechanic is not used as much, right? The mechanic in which you freeze the time is just not as common as the time lapse. Okay, so I want to say I figure it out here. Do I freeze it here? Yeah, I do. I finally figure it out, and I think I still fall. Let's see if I fall one time here. I don't. I made it. I made it. I made it. I made it. Now I do think I eventually fall again up here, but here's the jump, and I'm kind of again letting the light lead me in the direction I think I'm supposed to go, and I gotta let it come around here in a second and reveal the path. So here I go. I let it do its thing, and this is kind of cool because again the camera changes directions. I like this a lot, where we're letting the light kind of reveal uh, some hidden pathways, and so if you watch the light, it just reveals that we're supposed to go right, and you can barely see it. See right here as it goes through, and the light shafts peer through. I love this so much. It's gonna come back later at the end of the level, where the light is kind of hidden and you're running parallel to it, and you kind of almost have to make a leap of faith at some points. I think I might mess up here and jump. Let's see if I think I just kind of have to trust the light, and it's going in a certain direction. I let it loop back around. You see here, and it revealed that I can see that now, and I make it to these different platforms. So here we go. I kind of let it do its thing. I come around, and I know I can jump here because I saw that before, and I jump through these different snowy platforms and make it through and get to this next one. Here comes the anchor again, and so I grab this, and I now realize there's a lot of switchbacks here. So I wasn't supposed to go in that direction. I'm supposed to go up here, and so the anchor allows me to just get it just enough height to where I can go back in the other direction. So I let myself go once I get enough momentum. Let's see. Here we go. And so I learned pretty quick there. Please clap. Right? So here we go. And I'm not supposed to do that because I fell. So again, there's parts where I'm kind of starting to feel myself, and yet I'm getting a little too ambitious, right? Here we go. Here's the handhold. I remember the freeze, and yet I don't push the shift key to grab the handhold. So here we go again. Let's freeze it. Use the shift key. Use the shift key. There we go. And we get up to the handhold. So we make it here. Let the light do its job. Reveal the next portion. I see a B right there, and I have to believe that takes us to a collectible, a memory. And here we go. I do get stuck here again, I think, for a little bit. Um, so if I know I'm supposed to climb this, obviously, and I make my way up, and yet it is a little unclear about where I'm supposed to go. So I know I do find out I'm not supposed to go back, right? I can't go back. So I try to explore, and I can't go back. And that doesn't work, right? So we move in the other direction again. You can see I'm kind of fast forwarding it, and you can see off to the side of the screen, it's letting me know that the light's too far, or the fast forward mechanism is maxed out, and I jump off. Right, go figure. Right, that's my new tried and true method of figuring out where I'm supposed to go. So, um, I'm supposed to let it kind of circle around. I need to let it do its job, and here it goes, maxing it out, and you can see that it's going too far. And I really do get stumped here. I'm not supposed to go that way. If I jump back down, obviously I just died. Um, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do because it doesn't seem very clear. But let's see how quickly I figure this out. See if my brain catches up. So I do. So the light's going back this way, right? And so I do double back actually. Um, I think I eventually do double back because I can't make this jump. This jump doesn't work. Um, and I think I may even try to jump across here with the handhold, and that's not gonna work, right? That's not gonna work at all. So like all the other previous levels, of all of them, to my defense, um, the last few, there's been this juncture, right, where I've gotten to a crucial point and I get stuck. So here's our protagonist, alone in a cave, trying to figure out how to get out. What's the right direction, right? We're in darkness, and I think I do have to double back. Look at that. I find out I did have to double back. Here's a memory, but I think I have to I do grab this memory, and you can see I'm cracking my back again. I really like it when they do that. And I climb back up, and I go back across these pillars that I couldn't previously see. So let's jump across here, run along, and then this reveals the extension here, and this is how I get across. So if I give myself just enough light, I think I have to make a leap of faith here. I think I make a leap of faith. I have to go across here, right? It give me just enough light to see this next part. And watch, look at that, just enough, and so it's peeking through again, right? The little light shafts are showing me where I'm supposed to go, and I gotta kind of just trust it a little bit on some of these jumps, right? Because I can't quite see the whole platform. But here we go, and we're coming around again, and another leap of faith. Because again, you can't quite see where you're supposed to go. You just jump, right? Just jump. And I like that. I like that. That's another layered part of the mechanic in this level. Darkness. You have to trust the light source, that it's taking you in the right direction. It's not leading you astray. The only tricks being played are the ones in your mind and your assumptions. And so we make it across these few blind jumps, and we come through what kind of initially looked like a forest, but there are these frozen pillars, right? Water comes up again here, and I think I might drown myself coming up because I think I'm supposed to walk it. I assume I'm supposed to walk to this island. This really reminded me of Harry Potter and that island where Dumbledore and Harry Potter have to go drink part of the Horcrux or something to find Voldemort. And this level, this scene right here, reminded me of that for some reason. Because I think there is, don't they cast some sort of spell where the light kind of you know filters through, or you know I think they it gets rid of like the dead people who are kind of trying to grab onto them or something. I don't know if that's Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. I have no clue. But we make it. We make it. We figure it out. Just run along the coast here and make our way. We don't trust ourselves. It's like we don't even trust the light at this point. We just gotta let it. We gotta be patient. We don't exercise enough patience in this level, and it shows, right? We get a little too ambitious. We don't trust that the light's gonna come back, right? I think I really did feel that way. I felt like if I let the light go too far, it wasn't gonna come back, knowing that I obviously I was controlling it, and it really kudos to the developers for designing this level in such a way that you almost don't know at first if you can trust the light or where it's going to take you. This is a great uh, in-game cinematic moment. There's not a cutscene yet, but this is so great, right? The light is shining through, showing us different moments uh, where we're embracing and living our life with our spouse. It's so great, and it's like a send off, right? It's such a great send off to all the different experiences in our memories. And here we go, the final cinematic, finishing the level Hope. And in contrast to the other levels, the name of the level comes up here at the end. And so I'm gonna let the rest of this play out. And I just want to say I really enjoyed my time with Arise, a simple story, and I hope you guys did too. I hope you guys go to Steam, play it for yourself, maybe even play it with somebody else. But let's watch the end cutscene and the credits for Arise, a simple story. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time on our next Let's Play.